Hi everyone and welcome back to Money Fest. My name is Will Haskins and we are here in Las Vegas at the Venetian for Money 2020 USA. And I am delighted to have with me Monique Ruff-Bell, who runs all of this. And if that sounds impressive, it is. You should be impressed. I'm impressed.
Thank you, Will, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to talk through all of the wonderful things that have been happening here over these past 4 days.
Well, there have been a lot of wonderful things happening here, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I mean, there's so much stuff that's happened that's been great at this show, and I've heard a lot of good stories from the people I've been talking to. But it's taken a huge amount of effort to get us here. Can you tell us what that's been like for you, for your team, for everybody that's been working with you to build and prepare this?
Well, I think our key word and our motivational foundation has been the word resilient.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people have been very resilient through these past 18 months. Remember, we haven't had a show in over 18 months. So, and then we decided to rip up everything we've ever done and start from scratch and come up with something that's super creative and different. So it was definitely a labor of love, but definitely a lot of labor to do it. But we are so happy with the investment, the creativity, the change, the uniqueness we have now brought to this show. There's so many people have been saying, this is not a show I've ever seen before. This is not a show floor I've ever seen before. It's super creative. And so it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get your creativity to come to life. And that's what it was.
But you talked about this creativity, and you could literally see it looking around. I mean, the room next door to us is one that we've never had before.
Nope.
And it's quite cool. I mean, so tell people a little bit about some of the new things. I mean, if they have missed this, and if you missed this, I mean, like, I kind of feel sorry for you, but we're going to tell you about it anyway. But you really should be here. Tell them what they're missing. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening, the creativity, the show floor, all of this.
Well, I think, we're a large show, and our show can be overwhelming, right? So we wanted to make a big show feel small. So how do you go about doing that? Well, you have to create more intimate and engaging experiences. So we wanted to make sure that we put labs together where people can kind of work on an issue or a topic together as a group within the industry. We wanted to make our stages more engaging. So we designed a look and feel, an immersive aspect to the stages that you actually feel like you're right there with the speaker. We wanted to put activities together that are fun. We have an escape room that really worked out. So these people that you probably would have never met before, you have to go into this room and try to solve a problem to get out of. We wanted to make sure we had a C-suite program that created intimacy where it's more peer-to-peer sharing. And then we wanted to have a lot of fun.
And we did have a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. We had a Money 2020 block party where we had a Prince impersonator. We had our Omnia party and our 10-year anniversary party where we had drummers and lights and impersonators. And then we had Journey. We had Journey. I've never seen so many people go crazy like that for Journey. So it was just, we wanted to make it worth your while coming to Money 2020, and from what we are hearing, it seems like we accomplished that.
Well, I definitely think it's true. And you mentioned making the content engaging. I think it's one of those things that I was really impressed with here is that you've got different kind of environments for people. You get super rock star speakers that go on the big stage and there's thousands of people listening to them. But we've also got places this year where, there's a session I was at, part of the CEU Unplugged program, where there were 10 people doing a workshop in a room, and that session ran 20 minutes over.
Yeah.
Because they're all just talking to each other and they're super engaged with it. And it's a small group, but it's super helpful for them. It's exactly what they're looking for. And that's why it just keeps running over, because they just want to keep talking and they're getting a lot out of it.
Well, the people who came here, they really wanted to be here, and they are like 100% engaged. They are immersed in everything that we've asked them to do, they are doing. It's a lot of peer-to-peer sharing, it's a lot of learning, but it's also a lot of people getting business done.
Yes.
That they haven't been able to do in the past 18 months from a face-to-face perspective. And we all know it's always better to do business when you can kind of get those nuances from that person that you're connecting with. And so we like to say it was all about the connections.
Yep.
We wanted to bring this community back together. We were probably the only one of this scale that did it for 2021. And we are super excited that we were able to pull that off, and that everyone who is here is definitely getting some type of benefit, either from an ROI, business partnership, or just seeing old friends again.
Definitely. And even just this morning, I was talking to one of the sponsors, and they were saying, I asked them how it's going, and they were saying exactly that. Loads of meetings. There's
Yep.
all the people that they need to be talking to, and I'm thrilled to hear that, because that's what this is really about. It's about bringing the community together, because there is, as you said, there's that pent-up interest, need, demand for it. People need to make those connections. And so it's great to see that happening here.
Yeah, I'm super happy with the team, our team. We were dispersed all over the place, and it's kind of hard when you're not in the same room to be as creative as you can be, and we were. Like some of this stuff, even some of our vendors have said they've never seen such a show that's so creative like this, and they see thousands of shows all the time.
Especially here in Vegas.
Exactly. And so we're just proud that we were able to bring the community back together, and what we're hearing from people is they needed this.
Yeah.
They needed this. And I think that people who couldn't make it this year for understandable reasons, when they come back next year, when they come to Money 2020 next year, they are going to see something that is going to blow their mind. They are going to get the opportunity to connect with old friends again, but it is even bigger and better, and such great opportunities to further engage that they've never seen before. Even if they've been coming to the show for the past 9 years, they've never seen what they've seen this year.
Well, look, I'm excited for it already. Bit exhausted, not ready to do it right away.
I'm exhausted too.
Let's give us a couple months before we do that, but I'm excited for it already. This has been a great show. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well done to everybody on the team, and thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me, Will.